EG versus NaVi. The revenge of the Red October.
Yeah.
So EG so far they've, I have to remember now because I've just done squiggles on my
They threw a
notepad.
game.
They threw a game versus VP. They're 0-1. This is their second match. It's going to be versus NaVi. Fogged though, he played really well. Like, last game that EG played, he definitely stood out. What do you feel that EG need to kind of do as a whole team to be able to play against NaVi in this tournament?
Close the game out, right? Yeah. Get a good position, close the game out. Because we saw in that last game that we saw yesterday, and Draskell basically said they can't lose from here. They'd have to throw the game to lose from here, and they duly did. And I just think if you've got into that position, just execute. I think that's it.
Easily, like the universe had other plans for him.
Apparently so.
Yesterday.
Yep.
He died on Weaver a few times.
Very clever. Yep.
Thank you.
Also, as I was talking yesterday, EG versus NaVi is something that we've seen a lot of times during the past 2 years. And EG is one of those few teams that kind of know how to play against NaVi, even though NaVi plays differently every single patch because that's what teams do. It will all be about NaVi and whether they can adapt to EG and what they do.
All right, well, NaVi looked really good. I think it was yesterday that they played versus VP. They came out very strong. It was a very convincing win, and they did take that, of course, 1-0. So Funnick, Havorst, Dendi, Puppy, and Kurokai. So far, they look a little bit better in the later stages of the league. At the start, they didn't have the best of start. They're currently sitting at 2 and 3. Kurokai, he's played pretty solid the whole time. We had a little bit to say about one of his Rubik games, but really they were very much on the back foot versus Fnatic, I do believe, and that puts Rubik under a lot of pressure. But how do you see Kurokai as a player, and what should we be expecting from him for NaVi?
You know, I think we kind of picked on him a bit for that one game where he was playing Rubik, but to be fair, he did a lot of really good stuff that game too. I mean, he telekinesed a creep once or twice, I think, which was kind of why we were like, you know, maybe it wasn't his best game, but he still had he was the only reason they won a team fight in that game when he was playing Rubik, because the time he stole boat and then he threw it back in to the black hole, and they won the fight because of it. So for me, he's still been really consistent, and I still feel as though he's one of the teams, like, obviously all very good and well-known players, but still one that you definitely want to watch.
Definitely.
Pyrion, you came into the league, and I think you said NaVi were your team of choice.
Well,
Are
I
they
actually
still?
said, I think I said, I might have to go back and look at the vault, but I'm fairly sure I said it was a toss-up between Alliance and NaVi, but then I am kind of a NaVi fanboy. And I think that with the changes, every time there's a patch, the whole metagame changes. I always think NaVi are the team that I'm expecting as a fan to come out and, you know, realize what needs to be done and do it. I think some teams either come to the fore as a result of the changes, or, you know, go into a slight decline because of the changes and the game balances, whereas NaVi I always expect to be right near the top.
But they haven't done that.
Not this tournament, no. We'll see. They'll win this game.
They'll win, yeah, I agree.
They will win this game.
Oh, what's the point of watching it then?
Okay. Peace.
Are we in the game?
Oh, I thought you were actually going to
No, I do want to stay.
Are we in the game?
Yes, we are in the game.
If I known that and someone in my ear told me, I could have done a really good segue. Like, well, what's the point of watching it then? But, you know, we probably won't, but you can, as we're going to go to the final game of the day.
Yeah.
See, we don't think that far ahead because we're not hosts. In the future, I'll have you back.
I will make signs for you to know.
Considering we can't even get the start of the intro working with simple
but that was his fault.
Needed to rehearse.
Actually,
we relied on Bruno being coordinated physically. It was not going to
Bruno's the least coordinated physical person on the show, by the way. There's actually a light behind Andy and Pyrion, and every time Bruno bumps into it, our lovely camera lady will actually mark the amount of times that Bruno's tripped over the light. I think it's 5.
It's 5 for now. It's 6, but no one realized today.
He's kind of like, you know, when a programmer has like a job to do or something, and he's like, I've got to do this. He puts on these like blinders and he just walks through crushing things like Godzilla.
He's like the Juggernaut, just smashes through.
Can't be stopped.
Andy's laughing. He knows it's true. Andy knows it's true. Okay, so let's get into the final match. And we'll have to say as well, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching the stream, you actually might be interested to know some of the stream revenue goes to the teams that are playing on the day. So DreamHack is supporting the teams. And also, if you want to support the league and all the production behind it, you can also buy an in-game ticket, which is $9.99 and comes complete with a Spirit Breaker set. We're not lying to you. That Spirit Breaker set is coming in with the next patch, which should be tonight. So some people have bought the ticket, and you will get the Spirit Breaker set gifted. So $9.99 for that, but if you watch the stream as well, you'll support the teams, which is fantastic. So to the last game of week 1, it's Evil Geniuses versus NaVi.
last game of the day, Pyrian. Last game.
Yep.
So you just said it straight up, man. You think the NaVi, you're just going to win.
I mean, I know that you guys were telling me that EG have kind of a record of knocking NaVi off their perch from time to time, but I think that NaVi will win this game because I think that EG, you can't get into the position they got into against VP, turn it around, and then not take advantage of that. Against a team like NaVi, they will punish you every time, I think. So I would be surprised if they can pull it off. It would be great for them, but I honestly have to put my money on NaVi here.
But don't you think that Virtus.pro also punished EG because they won the game?
Punish? What do you mean?
Punished because of the fact that they made the mistakes.
What I'm saying is I thought the EG threw that.
Yeah, of course.
Right, but I don't think NaVi would have got into a position...
Oh, you're saying that if they were in EG's shoes, they wouldn't have done the same thing.
They would have been like closing it out.
You said it in a way more complicated
I apologize.
That's okay. That's why I'm here. Not just commentator, analytical mind, but also translator.
Yeah, that's amazing. If I had to translate, imagine how hard that would be.
It would be.
I understand you say, Bruno.
I don't understand what I say. In my brain, sometimes it doesn't even make sense.
Well, that's true, but that's true of all of us.
We try. What I do know is that NaVi going for the Pugna is pretty scary because it says we're going to push the NaVi step.
10 seconds remaining.
Oop.
Although EG going for Pugna is not that scary, however, because
you just backtracked. Like, you know what? Nah.
I was just seeing. We see, it doesn't make sense. I can't even do these guys.
I think you had like a really good train of thought that you were going to go into like this whole like 2-minute segment.
It was going to be great.
And then all of a sudden you realize it didn't even start the way that I thought it was.
I didn't even realize. You had to tell me.
Yeah.
Because I was very convinced that Pugna was.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, what I should have done is I should have let you just do that whole thing because I knew that it was just going to make no sense, and then go. Right, if they actually had that hero, but I'm just going to go into my segment
that would have
now.
been more funny.
And then I would have threw you under the bus, but I love you, so I can't do that to you.
I love you too.
He's nice. Do you know what I reckon got you was that obviously the Radiant team is in that kind of shiny green, and I bet at a glance you thought that was that kind of NaVi yellow, that kind of...
I'm not colorblind, I'm just stupid.
Sorry, I was trying to save you.
I'm glad we've cleared the air that colorblind people just aren't dumb. That's a good thing now that we've got that sorted. So NaVi, they've got a hero that we're actually used to seeing them pick quite often, but have neglected it as of late. They get themselves a Chen.
And that Chen puppy.
Yeah.
That puppy Chen.
That puppy Chen. Chen puppy Chen.
It's a Chen puppy. It's like...
You are like dyslexic or something today because everything that you say is just coming out completely backwards.
Didn't I say on day one?
Chen puppy. Chen has a puppy, like a little dog. The Chen puppy.
What does he ride? What is that thing called?
I think it's a
like
lion.
some
Someone told me
Dota.
it's a lion.
It's a Dota animal of some sort.
Look it up
dinosaur.
in the lore. We'll look it up on the Dota wiki here.
Okay.
Pyrian doesn't really add that much to the cast anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So we have Chen and Visage.
Yeah, Chen.
So okay. No matter the carry, let's say the carry is Lifestealer just for the sake of it, even though it's banned. And I'm choosing Lifestealer because it's banned, because otherwise I would just risk failing. In this case, I'm just 100% sure I'm failing. So let's say you have a carry, like Lifestealer, Visage, and Chen. What can you do with that, with those three heroes in a lane?
You can do a lot. You can safe lane, kill a very fast tower. You can aggressively tri-lane, kill a lot of heroes, and then kill a tower. You can roam with the Visage and the Chen, kill mid, leave the Lifestealer to farm a 1v1 if it's a off-lane 1v1 that you know you can win, similar to what we saw Fnatic just do. There's a lot of things.
So pretty much EG has no idea what NaVi is going to do right now.
Well, with the Chen, typically you're going to be seeing a defensive Chen, because putting an aggressive lane nowadays doesn't really seem as good, although Evil Geniuses have picked a Rubik, which against the Chen jungle, he can't do anything to stop it. And the creep is enough to push you off of whatever aggression you're trying to throw out anyway. So we will see, but most of the time, I'd say 8 times out of 10, you're going to see a Chen most likely defensive jungle.
Can I just quickly say that Chen's people husbanded the hardy desert locuthai, a stunted species of burrowing dragon. So there you go.
Burrowing dragon?
What is a burrowing dragon?
It's a locuthai. It's a hardy desert species.
How does it even work?
They melted desert sands into tubes of glass, where twice yearly rains collect.
I wasn't expecting an answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, it goes on, but I'll save you guys the time. You can Google it yourselves. But
it's really interesting.
Either Mark Laidlaw or Ted Kosmatka probably wrote that at Valve. They're funny guys.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, funny guys.
They're watching.
I'm sure they are. Hello, guys.
Hi.
And they're like, how dare you question our lore?
I always question their lore.
Ooh.
Dang.
Okay, at least, well, I mean, we remember how James. It's hard to speak. Hard to
Dude, are you okay? Do you like want to go sit down or something? Like Perry and I can take this.
Oh no,
it's fine.
Trust me, it's a lot of things in my head. James has been berating Puppy for picking Enigma over and over and over. He went for the Chen now, but we won't be getting rid of the Enigma in the game.
Indeed.
Because EG has picked the Enigma.
Well said.
And now, thank you. Oh, that was hard. I can maybe if I transition into Spanish, it'll be easier for me, but not easier on the viewers.
Just do it every once in a while. Just like
there's the other studio. We could find, find a camera person. You could go do the Spanish language.
Yeah.
The 3 other people in Argentina that play Dota would be thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Actually,
just one retired.
It covers actually more than just Argentina, doesn't it? Like
lots of people like Spain and
like most
Mongolia,
South,
I think.
South everything they speak it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep. So, well, going back to that, we have Enigma, we have Pugna, and we have Rubik. I don't see any kind of cohesion in those heroes other than Enigma and Pugna really can push well. But in terms of a team fight, you need more than a Pugna when you have a Black Hole.
I don't know about that, actually. Let's think about this, right? You have Fade Bolt, you have Nether Blast, and a Black Hole. That's still a significant chunk of AoE damage. And NaVi, they picked themselves up a Medusa, which we'll hit on here in a second. But I still do think that if EG pick up something like a Mirana, I think it would suit them very well, because Mirana has more D-push, that they already have 2 heroes that are great at it in the Rubik and the Pugna, and it's a hero who, during the mid-game, can help apply aggression, which is what we saw that was supposed to be happening earlier when Blow Your Brain played it for VP, but they didn't actually go into any sort of aggressive mid-game. They kind of just farmed against Liquid's Morphling and lost, but I still feel like it could work here.
So Medusa is not this let's go into 40-minute games hero anymore.
She can fight, man. It's kind of scary, actually, how good she can be at fighting early game. Especially since they changed the Mystic Snake, that it does peer damage now if they're totally frozen by Stone Gaze, whereas before, when you froze somebody, it did nothing, which was really annoying, because you would be like, yeah, they're going to freeze, and then you throw out your snake, and you're like, oh, it didn't actually do any damage.
Look at this.
EG, they're just going for the full 5-man death squad here.
Team fight.
Black Hole, and now you have Tidehunter ulti on top of that. And that is a really scary proposition if you're trying to 5-man push. And Anchor Smash, another way to stop pushes.
Yeah, that's really scary. You kind of want to split push against this lineup. You don't want to phase them one by one. And is Medusa good at split pushing?
Not really. I mean, she can use Mystic Snake to push, and she can turn on Split Shot. But during the early game, you're not going to max Split Shot. You're going to max your Snake, and you're going to max Mana Shield, so you can actually fight. Otherwise, you just explode because of the damage that EG has. And I think Medusa is still a really solid pick here, because if you preemptively Medusa ulti, and you walk into a fight, EG cannot turn to fight you. You cannot do it, because if you start channeling Black Hole, even with BKB, you get frozen.
Yes.
You can't really blink in and Ravage until the ultimate's down. And if you so happen to freeze somebody before the Ravage comes, then they're just sitting in stone while you're Ravaged, and they don't do any damage.
True, but won't you think that because of that, and they have so many ways of initiating, they can just bait the Medusa ultimate?
It's really hard to bait that skill, actually.
I mean, either you bait it, or you pop the Black Hole of the Ravage on the Medusa.
Because
that's
when you,
the way I see it.
When you bait that ulti, the person who baits it dies every time. Because if you have to bait it, that means they're automatically facing you.
For stuff.
Yeah, but your turn time is still really slow because you're purged. By the time you turn, it's literally like 2 seconds to turn around. It's
the
really
Earth
annoying.
Spirit skill that brings people towards you.
What is his name again? It's actually Earth Spirit.
Kaolin, the Earth Spirit.
Kaolin? Kaolin, okay. So
like a Shaolin.
He's not in the game, though. And now NaVi have secured themselves a puck. So they have 2 heroes who are going to be really good in the 5-on-5 engagements. They have heroes who can push relatively well in the Chen. The Visage Birds are a nice addition to that. The only thing that they're lacking right now, I would say, is physical damage. But Medusa ulti kind of helps with that a bit. Depends on how the fights go.
We'll see what they can do right now, because the Medusa with 2 rapiers is also a lot of physical damage.
Well, I don't think it's going to be Wagamama's Broodmother, where he just buys 2 rapiers and throws them.
That was the worst.
EG round things out with a Lone Druid. So now, I'll be totally honest. I like EG's draft more.
Wow.
I do.
Wow.
Interesting.
And even though NaVi have picked something that's a little bit unconventional.
You were just saying that the Medusa ultimate stops any kind of initiation from EG. What a flip-flopper you are.
It's not a flip-flopper. I'm just saying that Medusa's a strong team fighter, right? But let's look at EG for a second and say, do they really have to commit to a fight? Because you just walk up with MSS and you Nether Blast the tower, right? Like, I'm talking, if they ever meet out on the map and they take a fight, I think that NaVi will do reasonably well. But if EG just do the slow siege, then the Medusa never has an opportunity to ult. You don't try to bait her ult, because if you bait the ult, then the fight starts. And if you fight, then it's a coin flip, right? But if you walk up to a tower and you just use MSS to blast it down and a bear to siege it, then it's a completely different type of game. And then if the fight happens, then you use all your ultis defensively. You don't walk in and try to do it on your own. So it's not that I feel like Navi's teamfight is just better. I feel as though their teamfight's still strong. I just think that EG are going to have an advantage in sieging.
I love the way you said flip-flopper, Bruno. You made it sound like an insult. Like it's a really casual thing, you flip-flopper.
Well, it is an insult in political circles.
True. It just sounded great.
What a jerk. Anyway, we're going to hop inside of the game. Last game of the day. EG versus NaVi. Get to see Medusa. Don't really get to see that too often. But the one thing that I'm kind of curious about, is this a host hero?
30 seconds.
Yes, actually, I've seen Havost playing it 2 times. We were showing that they're 2-0 with this hero. He is pretty decent at the hero as well. Because of this, what you were saying before, level 7, you can kind of go on game. And you can go super aggressive, knowing that your ultimate is kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card. So it works pretty well for them. It means that Navi's games will not be as fast as normal. When they play Medusa, they tend to take a little bit more.
Well, I think anyone plays Medusa, they tend to take a little bit more. The hero needs, well, maybe not as much as a Morphling or something, but you still need 2 items, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you go Lincoln's first on Medusa?
In this game, no. Lincoln stops Malefice and Telekinesis, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it stops Gush too. But there's actually there's a lot of single target spells that don't really.
It's easy for them to bait out the Lincolns and then hit it with something else.
You know what I like to do?
Go on.
Phase drums. Who would have thought?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I do it quite a bit, and the bear's taking quite a bit of damage here.
Yeah, but that's good because now the creep wave stopped.
Yep, didn't get the pull off.
He couldn't.
So he's not going to be able to readjust the lane.
Havost, however, misses last hit. And I want to look at the top lane for a little bit.
Okay, let's look at it.
Rubik, Tidehunter, off lane. How does that work for you?
Well, it's against
solo
Puck. So I think that Universe is going to be getting quite a bit here. And it's important that these heroes get levels. Like, Universe wants levels for sure. Rubik is going to go want levels as well, so he's not splitting with the tri-lane, which means his Fade Bolt's going to be a bit higher. And then their deep push is going to be better. Which is another reason why I like EG's draft, because if NaVi ever want to try to push down a lane, it's going to be very difficult for them to do it with just Chen creeps. They're going to have to win a team fight and then push. Whereas EG can push without even taking a team fight because they have a Pugna. That's just one of the strengths that the hero gives you. So in that regard, I do like EG's draft quite a bit. And we're going to see Puppy in the jungle here. He's going to find Fear.
Yeah, bad idea.
To, like, juke around.
If you put Chen and Enigma in the same jungle, who do you think has the advantage?
Chen and Enigma?
Yeah.
I would say that Chen has the advantage. Because Chen actually has the benefit of being able to get the hardest creep in the jungle straight away. And conversions level 1 don't really do that much unless you have all of them spawn. But in order to do that, they need to attack a set amount of times.
Also, you know, the other thing I find is like his conversions just last until they're dead. With the, Chen's creeps just last until they're dead, but with the conversions, they run out pretty quick. And if you're not farming with them, that's it. Like you're losing out a big time as an Enigma, I think.
Yeah, and he knows that too. He's already had to make the transition. In top lane, we're going to see Funnick just getting tower dove by a Tidehunter. That's not very...
Why have they put Puck up here and Clockwork?
Why have they given Puck to Funnick and Clock to Dandy?
I don't know. Maybe Dandy just wanted to play Clockwork.
Do you think Clockwork
Does there always have
hero?
to be like a scientific reason? Can it just be
This
because
is you,
Dandy wanted to
Draskold.
play
You said
Clockwork?
Dota is truth.
Dota is truth.
But so then there must be, it can't just be a kind of wishy-washy, flip-floppy answer, like sort of, maybe, I want to know why.
A flip-flopper again.
Is there a good reason, in your opinion, or do you think it is literally just, you play him, I fancy playing Clock?
Dandy plays Puck a lot, and he plays him very well, but I haven't seen Funnick's Puck. So maybe they're just, you know what, we want to change it up a little bit.
He's doing pretty well in this lane top, I have to say.
Yeah. He's 12 and 5.
The thing is, Puck is going to do well in his lane no matter where he is. So in that regard, it's not so bad. Bottom lane, we're going to see the bear getting
bear. Give it to Havost. Give it to Havost. Give it to Havost. Give it to Havost.
There it is.
Oh, that gold. He can buy face boots in it.
Yummy gold.
That's
he can't.
nice.
He needs a little bit more.
You know what the other cool thing is about putting Clockwork versus the Pugna? Is at level 6, the Clockwork can solo kill the Pugna, whereas a Puck really can't. You can't solo kill because if you don't kill within the silence, or you don't save your coil to interrupt the life drain, he will permanently be alive and you'll never be able to kill him. But a Clockwork can kill him because of battery assault. So if you ever get in a good position, you can't decrepify yourself because then battery assault does more damage and you can never life drain.
Of course.
So in that sense, it's actually pretty good.
But can Puck kill the Tidehunter?
Well, no.
No.
I seriously doubt it.
But I mean, I guess it's not as big a problem if the Tide. I mean, what's the Tide?
I mean, the Clockwork wouldn't kill the Tidehunter either. Because the Tidehunter has significantly more health.
What if you go like max battery at level 6, you get 3 points on battery assault?
I still don't think you kill him. Oh, MSS gonna get caught out, drops another ward. Pugnablast gonna be there. Dendi has help from Puppy as well. This is gonna be your first blood. Who gets it? Puppy.
Puppy,
Nice.
well, he has so many illusions and creeps. He has a complete zoo for him, so...
See, I definitely said on day one, I can distinctly remember that if things aren't working out, why don't they go back to the heroes they know best? And I think Puppy's Chen is incredible, so I'm glad to see him on it.
Oh, we have a jump.
Onto Fear, actually. Dendi. He's gonna find another kill. Oh, telekinesis back. He might not get him, but I don't think Fear has boots. And Dendi does. So.
And now Vogt tries to get something in revenge, but there's nothing to do.
Yeah, he doesn't really do any damage, unfortunately. He's just a lowly... His color isn't even that popped. That's really the problem. When you play Rubik, you want to get the popped color.
You've got to.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm fairly certain Havos is going stats and no mana shield, which is weird.
I've seen him doing that as well.
But that's so weird.
Yeah, he is. He's got 3 in Mystic Snake.
I mean, do you really want to pop your shield in the early game where you will
not in the early game, but you should, in my opinion, at least have points into it for when you start taking team fights, because that shield is what makes the hero.
What if you want to take a team fight at level 7? Is it better to have 2 points in shield or 4 stats?
Well, every point you put in the shield makes it more mana efficient. So if you want to use the argument that having more stats technically gives you more health, it's still not as much effective HP as putting points into the shield, because every point into the shield is 0.5 more mana per damage to take a ratio. So it's better. It's just like, I actually cannot see a reason unless you want to last hit better.
Maybe he wants to last hit better.
Yeah, maybe he wants to last hit better, yeah.
But he's still last hitting the highest in the game right now. Maybe it's because of his
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
Dang, I just got next leveled.
I have this rock.
Okay.
That protects me against tigers.
Oh,
and you've never been attacked by a tiger.
Yes.
That's true.
What about my rock?
Till we get home, because I've flipping hidden a tiger in your room. Good luck.
And he forgot to feed it for like a month.
Where is your rock now?
Where's your rock?
Maybe it eats the rock instead of Bruno. When would we be then?
Bruno-less. Hold me, I'm scared.
Tigers, man.
I don't want to be Bruno-less.
Dendi with the smoke, and a DD, and hook shot, and 4 points in battery assault.
Yeah, whoever he catches is going to be super sad. It looks like it might be Jo. They have vision. They have vision. He's sitting there. Oh, he's standing still. Oh, but he gets the bear too. It's going to take a while, and he gets rooted. But Jo unfortunately can't walk far enough away.
Poor bear.
Universe teleports down. He's not level 6. I think they turn around and go on this too, or they try to go for Fear.
He's got pals.
Oh, another TP coming in. It's going to be MSS. They want to try to turn it on Kuro. Dendi has no intention of fighting this. He's just like, later, I'm out of here.
Kuro. Oh,
here comes the ulti from Havos. And yeah, they have to turn.
That's just a turnaround ult.
Why no Wiggly Worm?
Well,
she has. Oh, she was a cooldown.
It actually gives you mana back if you hit like 2 heroes.
Yeah. Once you have it at level 3. It's super cost efficient. You can spam it as much as you want. But yeah, had it on cooldown, was using it for farming. And now, Facebooks and Aquila. Now, Aquila is an item that we see a lot on a few heroes. I don't think it's that good every single time.
I don't think it's bad on Medusa, because your other items cost a lot. And getting something just like an Aquila to get some more mana regen isn't really that bad, I suppose, in the situation. But then again, he's not going mana shield either. I don't know, man. This seems weird to me.
I mean, if you look at, he's just building plus damage items, isn't he? His stats.
Well, he still hits reasonably hard. Yeah. And the nice thing is about the Medusa ulti is that it increases your physical damage output too. At level 1, it's 30% more when they're frozen. So I was expecting him to either go split shot Snake or Snake shield. I wasn't expecting him to go stats Snake.
Still a build.
Still a build, yeah. It's correct. Top lane. Gonna see a coil. Hook to follow it up. Fog dying into the tier 1. R.I.P. Well,
things going in NaVi's favor would be an understatement. 0-4, 3,000 gold, 3,000 experience advantage. Boss getting a lot of farm. Puck on Fanic. Well, there's the answer right there. Is he a good puck. Well, at least he's getting farm and he's getting.
He is farming the crap out of this lane,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
47-13.
Oh, Funnicky almost gets caught out by MSS, but he decides against it. And the funny part about this is that you would figure a Pugna would beat a Clockwork kind of badly in middle, but the thing is, you always have to push the lane to make sure that you're harassing enough because you have to drop the Nether Blast. So Dendy can more or less see us under his tower, and he's had a really good start. He's been involved in all of his team's kills so far. He's 1-0 and 3. And he doesn't need a tremendous amount of farm either. He's got treads and an urn. That's enough.
Yeah.
Like, he can just go and do whatever he wants now.
No, it's never enough for Dendy. He needs a blink dagger and a 4-staff.
They're gone.
I don't know.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 4-staff for sure. But blink dagger on clock,
Yeah.
I could see it.
No, it's actually pretty cool because instead of using Force, like Blink is a better initiation item any day of the week. So you initiate in with Blink, and then any hero who has an escape, they use it, then you just hook them.
Right.
So that way you can't leave.
Dire's top tower is
Pretty
under
next level,
attack.
actually.
Feels pretty strong.
Yeah. I've done it before.
You really?
How'd it go?
I won the game.
Oh, good
Oh,
stuff.
you really won the game? I thought you were...
Congratulations.
I was against a Marana, so I would blink in and cog with, and then I would battery assault, and he would leap, and then I would hook him, and then I would kill him.
That's a really sad mirror. But she would walk away because you have no more cogs.
No, but my battery assault's on.
You could just run alongside with the phase boots.
But she
Yeah.
runs really fast. because
So
yeah,
do
but you
you
have phase boots. What he said.
Doesn't she have phase boots?
Well, I have phase boots drum blink. So I was,
That's
like,
where
really
you build
fast.
the bongos, you see, Bruno.
Yeah,
You
gotta
gotta
go
learn.
fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta learn.
You know, it's actually really funny. Not a lot of things in this game counter going really fucking fast.
Stuns for one.
Medusa ult.
Yeah, but some stuns are ground stuns. We're talking like targeted stuns or large area stuns. But now, EG, they're pushing the middle tier 1, so they're trying to make something happen. MSS throwing out his blast,
Radiant's
kill his
top
tower as
tower
fast
is
as
under
possible.
attack.
And they might be able to get this denial
go.
attempt coming
Yep.
out. They don't actually get it. Funnick with the orb in, but he's not going to jaunt to it, so it looks like they don't want to try to fight. I thought they would, because Dendy was here, so was Kuro. I think if they catch anyone with a hook, that hero is dead. Like, no way it lives.
And if they want to stop that from killing, they have to use either the Ravage or the Enigma Black Hole. And that's a lot of an investment for Dendy that just jumped in for a kill.
Yeah.
So if they do that, they can also just keep on the fight just because there's not one of these two big spells.
Can I ask a couple of questions, guys?
Sure.
Is this a time when you get Radiance on the bear for sure, do you think? Because you want to Ravage and they'll take damage, and then you Black Hole and you've got the Radiance bear standing there, and that's how you kind of do some damage in your team fights? Because I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking, where's the sort of burst damage going to come from, apart from Nether Blast?
Well, if you think about it, Anchor Smash, Ravage, Nether Blast, Fade Bolt, that's still a pretty significant chunk of damage. And
Yeah.
if the hero that they go on is Decrepified, you're taking even more. So all of those
Radiant's
nukes
top
do
tower
more
is
than
under
pure damage at
attack.
that point. And plus, Radiance is a large gold investment
Right.
that Jo does not have.
Yeah.
Jo has 30 CS at 11 minutes in. If he's going for a Radiance, it's going to be a long time
Yeah,
before he's
yeah.
able to get that. And if you get a late Radiance, then the item doesn't have as much impact because the Radiance burn is negligible at that
So
point.
what do you get on the bear here?
Well, I think he could go for something like a
Dire's
Maelstrom,
bottom tower
a recovery item that's going to give him some semblance of damage
Radiant's
and still allow him to
middle tower is
push.
under attack.
I mean, he still could go for
Dire's
it,
bottom
just because it's
tower
still a
is
really
under
strong
attack.
item.
Oh, they killed the courier.
Radiant
Yeah.
structures
Wow.
are
Courier side.
fortified.
Well, they're going to get 2 towers.
Yeah, their push is
quick
very, very
succession,
strong.
yeah.
That's the thing. Is like,
I would go high
Just
ground.
missed.
Oh, if they kill Puppy,
yeah, you got Malphus off right there.
They
He's
got
going to be in
Black
range of the bear now. Decrepify comes in. There's the blast.
melt.
Oh, he heals himself, but not going to be able to live through that. Familiar stuns.
I think you
Hit on
still
3.
want to go
They're
high
trying to
ground.
dive
Chase on
Universe in the
Universe.
meantime.
Oh, they missed the hook.
Radiant's
They're not
top
going to be able to
tower
get
is
him.
under
They did push the
attack.
tier 1 mid, so that's not too bad.
Oh, MSS. Oh no, that's sorry.
those are-
It's fine.
Radiant's top
Everything's fine.
tower
They're
is
still
Okay.
going.
You're okay.
Yeah, high ground.
Yeah.
No, this is what I was saying, is like their push is so unbelievably good during this stage of the game. And this is why I was saying that it's hard for a Medusa to commit to a fight, because how do you walk up to that full creep wave and just say, oh yeah, this is the time I use my ulti? You need a time where you have some kind of initiation to set up your ult, which now they have because Funnick has a blink. So I don't think that EG get away with walking into towers like that as much anymore. But yeah.
Rubik stole Test of Faith. Conversion.
Holy
Persuasion. Yeah. So if
Now
the-
he's got creeps.
yeah.
Now he can jungle.
Now he can not only he can jungle, he can push even stronger.
Yeah.
Because now you have the creeps.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well, stop.
He's gonna find him. I think he loses his Holy Persuasion here. Oh, he gets telekinesis. He could do another Centaur Stomp.
No,
Assumption.
Live.
He stole the birds. He stole the birds. Can he send them back in? Can he help anyone out? Kuro's really low in the meantime. Orb goes through by Funnick. Not enough to kill Universe just yet, Fear. He still has Black Hole. Oh, Universe, the Urn Charge. It finally finishes him off. Rubik managed to live through the fight, though. Dendy, he's got a double damage. Goes back in on MSS. Funnick is there as well. Secures the kill on the Pugna. I don't think they're going to get anyone else, but...
Nope. Unless they kill the birds.
He stole the birds.
Oh, the birds.
He's going on Dendy. Is he going to be able to get it? Funnick has to blink in to save him. Oh, man. Oh, what a game.
Oh, those birds are feed now.
Goodbye, birds.
Thank you, birds. Third.
That was an interesting exchange, I must say. The fact that Fog lived there is nothing short of staggering. Like, he should have been 100% dead there.
Right.
He walked point blank into Dendy from, like, the high ground, basically.
Yeah.
It's, what a life.
Yeah. He will be able to pop another bird's ultimate before it runs out if he decides to keep it.
Yeah.
Because the cooldown on, well, the expiration date on telekinesis is a little bit longer than the cooldown on the bird.
But this should be a Roche for NaVi.
You mean spell steal? Because you said telekinesis.
Telekinesis, yeah, I meant spell steal.
Okay. I'm here for you, man.
Thank you, man.
It's okay. Everything's fine. So Dendy actually picks up the Aegis of everyone. I guess you don't really want to give it to a Medusa, because a Medusa shouldn't really be dying anyway. But we haven't really talked a whole lot about Havos because he's a Medusa and he's just been farming. But he's got 100 CS in 14 minutes in, so he's doing an excellent job of that. Middle, Fear, gonna get exploded there. Hook shot right on the mark, and Dendy rushing straight for the BKB.
Poor Fear, man. Like yesterday with the Earthshaker questionable play at the end, like he was doing so well at the beginning. Here he was having, and this game he's not getting anything, and I don't think it's his fault. Midas on Bear.
I don't know about that one.
Is that kind of a hope we can catch up kind of item? I don't,
It is, but at the same time, the Spirit Bear, you don't necessarily need a core item on it. It's nice to have a Radiance, it's nice to have a Maelstrom, but attack speed is one of the most important things, and a Midas can get you back in if Navi's push isn't strong enough during a specific point of the game to just end it, right? So if he has the Midas for anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes, then it's fine because it's already paid for itself.
Right.
But during that window, he's going to feel relatively weak. So Navi are going to try to take advantage of that. Go on middle.
Oh, the backstab.
Hook shot. Just barely off the mark. Now EG are like, panic, it's happening. We don't know where anyone is just yet.
So then he needs two hook shots already. Are you going to...
Oh, here comes the Ravage. Hits everyone on the side of Navi. Can they turn this Funnick? He throws at the phase shift. He wants to turn around and get some kind of initiation. Coil only on one. It's going to hit MSS. The Hand of God comes out. Fear. He's walking in. He wants the black hole. Dendy with the cogs. Pulls him inside. Also stuck in with the bear. Fear's going to be dropping again. Not able to use his black hole at all. Dendy just isolating him completely. Funnick blinks forward. Universe pops the wand. Gets earned. Trying to bottle through the damage. I think he might be able to get away from this. Telekinesis from Fog. Fog stole Grave Chill of everything, and now they want to turn it around on Funnick. The bear's still there. Jo at quite a high threshold of HP. Funnick, he ends up dropping. Jo goes down in the meantime. Now the chase is on inside of the base. Dendy, he's tanking the tower. 8-click an ally. He's got an Aegis, and Fog dies behind the tier 1. Or tier 3, excuse me. And Kuro just teleports out of the base.
They got a 4-man Ravage. They couldn't have asked for a better initiation.
That was an insanely good Ravage by Universe.
You could see Fear desperately trying to get a black hole off, but there was just no...
Oh, hook again onto Fear. Dendy has just had his number this entire time, and now he's going to get sent home, even though he has an Aegis.
Put away.
It's such a big part of the fight as well, getting that black hole off, that if they just can't manage it, it's horrible. Even with, like you said, that great Ravage, but not looking good.
I think, in a way, the Ravage was really good, but in a way, it was premature. Because when you counter-initiate with Tide, you want the heroes to be in closer proximity just so you can follow it up with something.
Right.
But since they were all so spread out, even though the Ravage hit almost everyone, it was more like a we don't know what's coming Ravage, and we want to prevent ourselves from getting jumped. So maybe if they waited a bit longer for the heroes to get in closer proximity to each other, it would have helped out a bit more, would have let Fear line something up. But Dendy's just been all over him this whole game. It's like nothing he can do.
And when Dendy is in that kind of game with that clockwork, it becomes very, very hard for the Enigma to actually use the black hole.
Yeah.
Because once you pop Battery Assault and you just walk next to the Enigma, if the Enigma is actually use the black hole, he's 100% sure we're going to be cancelled with just the
Dire's
pop,
top
pop
tower is
from
under
the battery.
attack.
The funny part is he was stuck in there with the bear and Fear,
Dire's top
and Fear still
tower
didn't want a
is
black hole
falling.
because he knows there's a 50% chance that he just gets interrupted straight away.
It's a
Radiant's
50% chance
bottom
every
tower is under
0.75
attack.
seconds, so if it doesn't happen the first, happen couple well, maybe a second after, so it really doesn't make sense. There's the
Poor
smoke.
Fear. I think maybe in this case he should have just rushed BKB. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, let MSS make the mech.
What is MSS going for? Necro.
Well, he's going for a Force Staff, but he has a Bracer too, so I guess Drum's Force Staff or something like that. Teleports. Coming in from Navi. Danny's going to be making his way here. He's looking for the hook shot. I think he waits to go on Fear, or maybe not. He's cancel casting right now. He looks like he really wants to go in. No one's seen Fear just yet. He's sitting at the top. Avos pops the ultimate as well, walking into Fogged, and Jo. Fog, he steals the Medusa ulti, and now he turns it around on Kuro. Here comes the Ravage, but it's only going to hit on one. They're putting everything into Kuro right now. Now they have nothing left in the tank. Funny comes in, throws out the coil, and the silence hits onto Fear. Stuck inside of the cogs again. Dendi pops the BKB. Fear doesn't have mana to Black Hole. Now he finally does, but it's too late. Ends up dropping. Universe dies in the backside. Havos, he picks up the kill. Now they're going to go on MSS, and it's another disaster of a team fight. The solo Ravage, I mean, JO's going to make it out, but the solo Ravage on the Dirtbird, like,
Yeah.
really?
So much hate. Well, they were delaying his Axe Scepter, man. You have to realize, you have to kill Visage, or otherwise he gets the Axe Scepter, and then it's game over.
Dendi just has an absolute mission to just get Fear in every fight. It's like hook, stop him. It's painful to watch.
Which is what you have to do.
It's a simple plan,
Yeah.
you know? You think about it this way. People so often have like these very intricate game plans, like, oh, if this guy does this and I want to do this. If you're Clockwork, just make the Enigma's life shit.
Yeah.
Like, just walk into him and hook him every single time, and he cannot do anything.
Yeah.
And he hasn't gotten a black hole off the whole game. Not a single ultimate has been used by him.
Man, yeah.
And it's not for not being greedy. It's just he can't.
He's been
Yeah.
trying. And Clock still has Aegis.
So I think we were raising the question earlier, is it the right move to put Dendi on Clockwork? I think our answer has been given to us.
Yeah, he's been excellent.
And funny compact.
Yeah,
I mean,
not bad. Definitely not
bad at all. 5-1 and 6. He's about to get a shipstick plus his blink. About 22 minutes into the game, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he actually started off against a dual lane as well.
It was a very weak duel lane.
It was a weak dual lane, but still, it can make glass hitting a little bit harder. And he's still the second highest CSer on the map.
Shiva on pack, actually, not...
Wow.
And a
shipstick.
hood on Puppy.
I kind of like that, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you think about it, it slows the bear attack speed, conversion attack speed, it makes their push a lot weaker. And plus, since they know that no one on the side of EG is even in the ballpark of getting a BKB, the extra AoE damage that you get from that item is pretty significant at this early stage in the game.
And Pyrion,
Yes, sir.
you were talking about how would you go Radiance in a game like this, and Andy said like, no, this is silly. But apparently
saving
Jo agrees with you.
To be fair, I said he might still go Radiance.
No, I'm not saying that you were wrong.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying that maybe Jo
Is he?
is choosing something that
Might not help that much.
might not have that much.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, though. It's when we have these conversations, when a hero is so far behind, it's like, oh man, what item does he make? It's not really that there's a correct item choice, it's more that they're so far behind that he needs more than one item to get himself back into the game. And Dendi, he's going to find a hookshot, this time on MSS, pops the BKB straight away. Havos going for the Nether Ward, force staff forward, right into the cogs. MSS, he pops the mech, decrepifies himself, Coil's going to be there, hits on 3. MSS ends up going down, Flare going to secure the kill by Dendi. Funnick, he comes in, throws in the silence, only hits Jo. Shiva's going to land on a few. Medusa ultimate popped as well. Everyone on the side of EG fully retreating right now. Soul Assumption hits in the bear. Universe goes back in with the blink. It's a 3-man Ravage. Dendi really low at the moment. Might be able to earn himself back up. Fog in the meantime, he's stuck in the fray. Has Soul Assumption, but ends up dying to Havos. Blink in by Funnick on the Fear. Silence going to be there. He wants it so bad. Oh,
the
wand.
The wand save.
The wand saves.
That's why you carry a wand, kids.
But the tier 2 dies in the meantime.
And everyone from Navi is in full health.
Yeah. By the way, this is a 22-minute Manta, Phase Boots, Aquila Lincolns, and 1800 gold Medusa.
God damn.
And to answer the question, is Medusa a Havos hero? Well, apparently so.
He can hit some creeps,
Especially
man.
if he takes stats.
He knows
You know-
how to do it.
It's really ironic because a lot of people, when they think of Havos, they think of a very aggressive carry player. But his ability to farm oftentimes is overlooked. I don't want to say underestimated because every carry player who plays pro can farm. But his ability to farm is actually insane.
Yeah.
I mean, 196 CS at 23 minutes?
That's crazy.
That's damn good.
That's pretty damn good. And he didn't even start with Split. He went stats first.
Yeah, he did.
So, yeah.
The life drain, he doesn't even care. He's like, yep, fine.
Burning a little bit of my mana.
And now, this is where Navi's team really starts to shine, because this is the point where EG have to engage into them. Before, Navi, if they're on the back foot, the Medusa ulti becomes worse. You want to use it in situations like this, where you're sieging the enemy's base, and you're making them walk into you, not the other way around. But Funnick is just doing his own thing here at bottom. Yeah. He's getting taken down by the entirety of EG, which is kind of where they're at this stage, but it's a tactical feed.
It's a tactical feed. They got melee racks. Melee racks for a puck, totally worth the trade.
Medusa ulti, going to be used. Fogged, going to be dropping. He even has coil. Even used it to try to go on Havos right there. Black hole finally used the first time this game. Dendy, he can't find a hook. He walks into it, but there's simply not enough damage. They might be able to drop Kuro and will end up doing so. Nether Blast is going to seal it, but Dendy in the meantime, he picks up 2 kills. It's 4 down on the side of EG. Looks like they're just walking bottom. Havos takes almost no damage from this tower whatsoever. And I dare say we could be seeing the GGs come out soon.
Yeah.
GG.
GG.
Oh, Rubik's level 8.
GG.
Oh, level 10, there it is.
It's almost like I'm psychic, Bruno.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm like always spot on with the GG calls. I just say to myself, this is probably when they're going to call GG.
Maybe it's that you play a lot of Dota.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Nobody knows for sure.
How much Dota do you play a day?
Typically anywhere from 6 to 8 hours.
I haven't seen you play once.
You haven't seen me on my computer because I've been in my room.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I do hide in your cupboard most evenings, Traskell.
Whoa. You can fit in there.
Well, yeah, you got to wiggle.
Are you like some kind of, what do they call them, contortionist? Is that what it is?
Yep, absolutely. I am a contortionist.
Excellent. We got that sorted, but that's...
How do you think you got in that shirt?
Nice. I would high five you, but you're too far away.
Well,
I would slap you, but you're too far away.
Unfortunately, he knows where I live. Yeah, so welcome back. That will be our final game of today, and also the final game of the week. So EG versus NaVi. NaVi take the victory. I want to, obviously, because we're going to be wrapping up the show here, we won't be able to do Scardy. We missed Scardy today. Damn. Sorry, guys at Scardy, who do a great job updating their mini-map replay system. We weren't able to get you in the show, so hopefully next week we'll be able to do so. But EG picked an Enigma. I just want to say it, Enigma is dog tier. I've been saying it since Enigma has been picked during the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. Andy, you said it's not, it's good.
I said it's good in specific drafts.
Not against Clockwork.
Not against Clockwork Puck.
It's just not good. There's no point picking it.
But they had 2 of the best long-range initiators in the game. Of course, it's not going to be that good in that setup. But you can see what their game plan was. It wasn't necessarily to rely just on the black hole. It was to try to force engagements because, as we were talking about, Medusa ulti's not as good defensively as it is aggressively to make them not fight you so you can kill their base, which is pretty much how they used it and Funnick's tactical feed. But yeah. I do agree that in that game, for trying to get black holes, it was really bad.
You're so defensive, Andy.
What?
Like, just chill, man. I just wanted to say Enigma sucks.
That's fine.
No, it's not, Andy. You need to let Enigma go.
Guys, tonight we all sit in the couch. We discuss this. As a couple you are. But let's focus on what happened again. Yes.
Okay. The ones we do.
We can bring a couple of the cats if you want as well. They always help.
Yeah, but okay. Of course, Clockwork made the Fear playing the Enigma's game a complete nightmare. I just don't see Enigma working out in lineups unless you get a huge early advantage, just because it doesn't seem stable and the cooldown on the ulti is too long. And once you don't have ulti, you're essentially a 4v5 team for most of the fight.
Yeah, I can see that. I think another thing, too, is when they were playing that game, MSS went 4-staff, or was going for a 4-staff instead of going for the mech, instead of letting Fear go either Blink or BKB, which would have let him either A, get into a position to use Black Hole, or B, not have to worry about the puck, which is a whole other problem. Funnick didn't even really have to go for Fear, because Dendy just had him on lockdown. But if you have good positioning and a BKB, Black Holing and taking team fights suddenly becomes a heck of a lot easier. But again, it was a lot due to the fact that NaVi had great positioning. We talked about that one Ravage that Universe had around that little patch of the trees by the tier 1.
Tier 1 middle.
Where they hit 4 people. They were already so spread out that you just can't line up a black hole in that position.
Within that fight, I was actually watching Fear because I was like, okay, they've noticed you. You saw a Clockwork hook. It came in, it missed, okay? And now you're thinking about how you're going to reinitiate. Fear decided to go down towards the small creep camp and through the treeway that way and back around and up. And the rest of his team went kind of northeast. And I was like, this is really weird for me. I was like, you're not ready to get in there for a black hole. And old man Dota is a little bit too old these days. Even though Fear is way younger than me.
Yeah, it's true.
But
I was watching Fear 2 in the same fight, and as well, you know, I play Enigma. He's one of the heroes I play because a black hole's fun to land. And it was weird. You could see him sort of turning back, and thinking, now.
when's the right moment?
Exactly, because you know if you miss it, like you said, the cooldown is so big, and the rest of the time you're generally just thinking, how long until black hole? How long until black hole? And I think it's easy at my level anyway to try and build your team fights around that, and you miss other opportunities because you think, oh, let's just wait. It's only 20 seconds till black hole. Do you know what I mean? It's like other than that, there's not enough to it.
But Pyrion, like Abraham Lincoln say, you miss 100% of the black holes you don't take.
Good call, Bruno. Good call. Yeah.
So
that was really, like, I'm not.
What was it? Michael Scott?
Michael Jordan.
Probably.
Wasn't it?
I hope it wasn't Abraham
Wayne
Lincoln.
from Wayne's World?
I don't know. At this point.
Party time.
you have seen Wayne's World, though, haven't you?
Yeah, dude.
I think
a great
everyone's
movie.
seen Wayne's World.
But it was a
movie.
sketch on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, why?
Amazing. All right, then. So let's talk a little bit about Havos. He played Medusa and ended up going for stats first. How did that work out for him?
Well,
obviously, it worked out great, but why?
Yeah, I don't think it mattered, really. I mean, it's totally irrelevant that he went stats because he's against a 2v1 lane, right? So he's against the lone druid, and he had a support with him. So it's like, okay, I'm going to free farm this regardless of what happens. He just put a couple of extra points into stats, most likely just for last hitting purposes. I know me personally, I don't like the hero's animation that much. So sometimes you throw like 2 or 3 points into stats just to alleviate that a bit. You can last hit more securely and then make your mid-game transition. Because he did have maxed out Mana Shield and Snake by the time they were fighting. So it didn't really matter.
Right. And where was the point in the game you guys think where Na'Vi just got too far ahead? Like, how early on was it really?
Pretty early, I felt. Pretty early.
Same.
If you have to think about it, the moment that Fnatic was getting a lot in that dual lane against Rubik and Tidehunter, and they were playing really passive, that was the beginning of the end. And that was just 3-4 minutes into the game. When then they got level 6 and started getting the kills on both Pagna and Enigma, that just said to me, then they're getting so much fun in that clockwork, Enigma is not going to be able to do anything. The game is tilted in favor of Navi way too much.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so that means now, of course, EG are going to be 0 and 2 in the standings of week number 1. And we can take a look at the other teams that have been competing so far in the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. And we can see still at the top is going to be Fnatic. They did play today versus Virtus Pro. They won that match, so they're going to be 4-0, having played just amazing thus far in the tournament. Just below them is going to be Alliance, currently 3 wins, 1 losses with the equal amount of games played, so doing very well for themselves up there. And the loss, of course, was to Fnatic, and they will have to play them a little bit later in the league as well. NaVi currently in 3rd place. Even though it looks good that they're in 3rd place, they've actually played 6 games, so that's 3 wins and 3 losses after picking up a win here versus EG on day number 4. Still, though, as we said, it looks okay, they're in 3rd place, but it doesn't look great just because they're 6 games. And the team below them, Team Liquid, can actually still catch up. They're on 3 games, need to get some wins under their belts. Team Liquid did play today versus Virtus Pro, and they, I want to say, won that match.
Yes, they won that match.
Good. My memory goes back that far. So that was their first win today, and we'll see them next week and how they do. And of course, it is going to be Virtus Pro and EG a little bit lower. And if anybody's looking for great Christmas cards this year, we are offering prints of our fine Jolly Studio.
That is something.
We're going to Photoshop some hats on there. Maybe make me smile rather than look like I've just been kicked in the balls by a small midget that we keep under the studio desk.
Wow.
And Bruno's so fast, as you can see there. He's playing Bloodseeker. He's over 520 movement speed. He's actually blurry.
Draskell looks like he's been photoshopped in there.
I have like an outline.
You look like the guy from Mortal Kombat 2, you know?
I don't know, man.
Toasty.
The hell?
Oh,
That
wow.
is actually me.
Yeah, that's you.
Amazing.
Not bad. Not bad.
Great work, guys.
I
Great
like
shot.
how I'm actually like where I should be, but Bruno's just like doing his own thing. They took it away. It's fine.
Wow.
We'll never know for sure now.
Right, brilliant. Glad that one's on the internet.
Hey, man, wait, whose idea was it?
That was my
his
idea.
It was Pyrian.
You can't rely on me for good ideas. It's like if I'm the captain of a team and we lose,
man.
go ahead.
It's equally our fault for letting you, like...
That's true.
Yeah.
I was trying to stop it. I was trying to stop it.
Said, who's more
by sabotaging it.
You were just as excited as everyone else was. You were like, I want to stand behind James too.
That's true.
So much that I didn't even move.
You had no idea what was going on at all today.
He thought it was like the queue to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
He just was like, oh, okay.
It's like
no idea
Englishman queues. I was like, I have to study here. Makes sense.
All right, so yeah, that's going to bring us to the end of our first week. So to say thank you is, of course, what I want to do, because you guys have been amazing. We've had great feedback throughout the first week, and of course, we'll be working to make sure that we get it more awesome going on into week 2 and number 3. So we've got 2 more weeks of League play. Remember, you can still get your in-game ticket and Spirit Breaker for $9.99, but if you watch the streams, you're supporting also DreamHack and the teams as well. So we'll see you next week. We'll be here from Monday to Wednesday, but until then, we're going to go home, play some Dota 2. I've got a lane with Pyrian Flax, which involves a lot of shouting.
Woohoo!
Yeah.